too kind. Good morning. I always love the energy in this chapter and the view in that order. So today, I am not a director consultant. Today, I am a gardener, a botanist. This is what I love. And what I love is my rose bush. And the reason I love this is because I took a lot of time to grow this. I started off this rose bush as a seedling. And I took care of this thing. I nurtured it, I fed it, and I made sure I only used the best fertilizer. And don't think that I would allow anybody to feed this plant, no, because they might kill it. I only allowed the right people to feed my plant and take care of it. And the reason being is I want this to be, as it grows, the best rose bush on the block. Because I'm really proud of what I do and what I've created here. Now, there's also something I know about my rose bush that I've really nurtured and taken care of and put a lot of time and work into, is that sometimes my rose bushes, I actually need to cut. Right? So here's a counterintuitive thought. In order for this rose bush to grow, in order for sunlight to reach the middle, in order to make it healthy and sustainable and to grow into something better, I need to sometimes cut. I need to prune. What this will allow is sunlight to get into here. Next year, this rose bush is going to be fuller. Right? This is what it takes to grow this rose bush into being the best rose bush on the block. It doesn't mean that this piece here is useless. It served its time. Right? It can still be a nice cousin for somebody. Right? But it served its time. Sometimes the middle of the plant dies on its own. It's made a choice to die on its own, and it gets pulled out. Sometimes I need to cut it in order to help it grow for the sake of a greater rose bush. So, that is an example of addition by subtraction. Now what happens when we bring this into how a chapter is that chapters ebb and flow. People come, people go. Sometimes people leave for their own reasons. Sometimes people are asked to leave. And what happens is when everything's at its peak in a chapter, everybody's happy. And when people start to leave for their reasons, everybody gets really nervous. Right? And the truth is, there's nothing wrong with it. One of the things that makes BNI really amazing also becomes really challenging for members. And that is this. We build friendships, we build relationships within the chapter. And it's really great, and we need to build those. On the other side, we stop holding each other accountable. And accountability is a real platform, a real foundation of how chapters are run. And when we stop holding each other accountable, we start justifying our reasons because we're friends. Oh, they're a great person, they're a good friend, we're friends with them. Yet it becomes a little bit like in the schoolyard, and I know this well, when I was standing against the wall, and we had to pick teams, and I was the last person standing against the wall. And then they would argue, well, you take them, no, you take them, I don't want them. It's really subjective as to who is a friend and who we want to support and who isn't a friend and who we might less to support. And that creates gossip and it creates bad feelings in a chapter. It creates all kinds of animosity. It creates voting, and we're not about voting. What the benchmark is in our chapters is the foundation, the policies and the procedures. That's the benchmark. They either fit or they don't fit. That's all it is. BNI either works for people or it doesn't work for people. That's it. And I want to tell you a true story. I'm not really a botanist. Duh. I don't have the pretty red paper at home and I wrap all my plants like this. So years and years ago, I moved into a house on 21st and Yukon. And the people who had the house before didn't take care of the property. And it had a hedge. You know those hedges that run down the sides of properties that have the green leaves? Well, this hedge was higher than the ceiling, it was longer than this room, and it was 10 feet wide. And it was a corner lot. So before I moved in, I rented a chainsaw. And I cut that puppy down to 5 feet high. and 4 feet wide. And it wasn't, I didn't cut 6 feet off of one side. No, I cut 3 feet off this side and 3 feet off this side. You know what was left? Sticks. Yeah. So all the way down the side of this property. Guess who the most popular person on the block was? Yeah, it was me. And for all the wrong reasons. And I had a neighbor phone the police. How dare I do this to this hedge? They wanted to complain to the city. They would gather in groups outside my sticks and talk about me and my sticks and point. Because I looked through the window and they would point at me. I just created this horrible thing. And they thought they get to vote on my hedge. It's mine. I had to make decisions. Because I knew one thing. I knew it was going to grow back. And within 30 days, and it was really 30 days, that thing was green again. The entire thing had filled in with green leaves. You would never know a month earlier it was sticks. And not only did it fill in, the leaves were greener than it was before, and they were larger. For the sake of creating something better on the property, I had to make a really, really, really tough decision. Right? So sometimes the decisions we make here are really tough. And usually, as far as membership goes, it goes to your vice president and the membership committee. They may have to make tough decisions that aren't always popular, yet it's for the sake of growth of the chapter. This is why in BNI we really value addition by subtraction. Right? So when things are great, it's amazing. When things chapters start to feel like people are leaving, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's opportunity. That's all it is. It's opportunity to grow something greater. It's opportunity to let the light in. Because it creates down the road something fuller, something more sustainable, and something really amazing. And in closing, I will tell you the best part of today. What do I usually bring as a door prize?
A book.
A book. Right? Today, it's not just a book, it's a book and a plant. Most of a plant. But you know what? Next year, it's going to be an amazing plant. Yeah. So I just invite you to dive in. Don't give your VP and the membership committee a hard time. They have to make some tough decisions. That's how it goes. We're not a voting organization. They will make decisions as they see fit. That's how it is. Just for the sake of growing the chapter. Any questions? Thoughts? Comments? Clap like crazy then.